Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like you were looking at a stranger? Maybe life happened so fast that you barely recognize the woman you have become. The betrayal changed you. The divorce changed you. The grief changed you. The disappointment changed you. And now you find yourself again asking, will I ever feel like myself again? I want you to know something today. God has not lost sight of you. The version of yourself you missed may represent a season that ended, but that does not mean your story ended. God is still working. He is still healing, and He is still restoring. I lost myself somewhere along the way. Many women know that it feels like to survive something painful. You learn how to keep going. You take care of everyone else. You smile when you're hurting. You pray, but you wonder, where is the woman I used to be? Maybe you used to be joyful. Maybe you used to dream. Maybe you used to trust easily. But after disappointment, loss, rejection, or betrayal, something changed. You didn't just lose a relationship. You lost piece of your identity. Point number 1. Pain can change you, but it does not have to define you. Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to get back to who we were that we miss what God is doing in who we are becoming. The goal is not always returning to the old you. The old you have tolerated things you should have walked away from. The old you have ignored your own needs. The old you have searched for validation from people instead of finding security in God. God does not restore what was broken. Sometimes He rebuilds something stronger. Point number 2. You're not lost. You're healing. There's a difference between being lost and being in transition. A caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by going backwards. There is a process. Healing can feel uncomfortable because you're releasing an old identity while learning a new one. You may not recognize yourself because God is removing things that were never meant to define you. The people who left, the rejection you experienced, the mistakes you made, the labels others place on you, those things happen to you. They are not who you are. Point number 3. God restores identity before He restores circumstances. Many of us pray, God, change my situation. But sometimes God begins by saying, let me heal your heart first. Because if God changes your circumstances before healing your identity, you may walk into a season carrying old wounds. Look at Peter. Peter denied Jesus. He failed publicly. He probably wondered, am I still useful? But Jesus restored him. Jesus didn't define Peter by his worst moment, and he does not define you by yours. Point number 4. You may not become who you were. You may become who God created you to be. This is the hope. You may laugh again. You may dream again. You may love again. You may trust again, but it may look different, because healing changes you. You become wiser, you become stronger, you become more aware of your worth. You stop begging people to choose you, because you finally understand that God already chose you. I have a question. What part of yourself do you feel like you lost? What season changed you the most? What is one thing you believe God is restoring in you? Drop it in the comment. My closing. If you are watching this and wondering, will I ever feel like myself again? I want to remind you, God is not finished with you. You are not the woman who was broken. You are the woman God is restoring. Your story did not end when someone left. Your purpose did not disappear when something fell apart. The same God who carried you through your darkest season is the God who will walk with you into your healing season. You may not become the woman you were before. You may become the woman you were always meant to be. Isaiah 43:18-19 remind us, God is doing a new thing. Psalms 147:3, God heals the brokenhearted. 2 Corinthians 5:17, new creation in Christ. I just want to leave you with those scriptures so you could review those and know that you are a finished work. God is just putting the touches. Just like when He has you on that mold, or when they're creating like a pot and they're putting the finishing touches. That is what God is doing with us right now. And I just want you to receive that. Don't let negative people tell you otherwise. You are able to be restored again. You are still loved and you are still wanted by God. Be blessed.